Abby said that some of y'all are wanting to know how I built the door frame. And she told me if I did the voiceover, I could keep all the money from this video. So y'all help me out. Watch and share the video. So I started out with rough cut 2x12s and I planed them down to 1.5 inches. Well, I cut them to size and then I planed them down. And then you need a wife that brings you something to eat while you're working to refuel. What is not recommended is to use a 100-foot extension cord with this planer. Now that they're planed down to size, I use my DeWalt table saw to cut out the notches for the door and for the weather stripping. I repeated that process for all 3 pieces. Next, I lined them all up to make sure everything was right. I guess I should add that I didn't watch a video on any of this, and I don't know if this is the right way. I was just figuring it out. Now, I didn't have a jig for this, so I was having to hand chisel these out, but I have ordered one now. The people that can do this have a true talent, because this is not easy. Then I checked to make sure that it would fit. The front door we ordered come pre-cut for hinges and the doorknobs, but this was another door we had to do, and I had to cut it out with a router. I had a jig for this. The jig and the router really make things a whole lot easier. Now I'm assembling the frame, and I just put screws in it. I pre-drilled the holes and put the screws in it just to pull it tight, and then I put nails in it. Now it's the moment of truth to see if everything fits. And I also added a board at the bottom to hold it together while I put it up. Well, not just held together, but held together exactly where it's supposed to be. By doing this, it made it easier to level it in the door frame. I kept a 1/2 inch gap. That way I could get it perfectly level. I pre-drilled holes right behind the weather stripping. I used a punch to mark my holes because I didn't have the drill bit for this. You always pre-drill the holes to make sure that the wood does not split. Next step, I added the hinge. And after I added the hinges, I went around and added the weather stripping, and this was my least favorite part. Now it's time to install the door. I had to set it on a block of wood to get it right at the height of the hinges. And then I just installed the hinges to the door. Like I said, I've never done this before. I don't know if it's the right way or not, but it worked for me. But that's all for this video. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.